During the Geneva Convention, the use of deadly gas in war was outlawed as a war crime. And I mean, it makes sense when you look at mustard gas in World War I. The horrific effects it can have on the human body is nothing short of inhumane. But what are war crimes to a goddamn swamp monster? Meet Smoke, a defending operator of the SAS. His real name is James Porter. Growing up in Kingston, England, his record as a student was unremarkable. Like most geniuses, conventional forms of thought and education proved ineffective with him. He's an inventive character and found rigid rules and regulations just boring. However, the British Army gave him the chance to branch out and try new things, learning new aspects of life and livelihood, including boxing. He was later transferred to the SAS, and while a bit aloof, Porter likes to learn and try new things, and then, after mastering them, move on to his next goal. The only exception being his adopted daughter, who he adores raising, as she is the one challenge he can never master. As a high school student now, he is fascinated that she can excel in an environment of learning he could not, and thus he finds her both lovable and intriguing. Porter is sometimes described as reckless in nature, which may go a way to explain his gadget. Smoke carries 3 gas grenades, which release a yellow cloud of nameless gas which can down anyone caught in between 3 to 4 seconds. Now I say anyone because this gadget doesn't know friend or foe. The only one immune to the gas is Smoke himself. Smoke must remotely activate the grenades himself after throwing them, meaning they are good for pushing back opponents and preventing entry, but not so much for traps like Capcan or Frost, whose gadgets go off when in close proximity with the enemy. Now the big question, of course, is...
what's in the canister?
Well, I'll get to that later. Smoke carries 2 primaries. We've already discussed the legendary M590 shotgun, but he also carries the FMG-9, which is a light submachine gun. Now, for someone with piss-poor accuracy like me, though, I just can't be excited about the FMG-9. It's a good peeking weapon for the well-trained, but for this swamp beast, I'm a shotgun main. I'll explain why in a second. Smoke also carries the SMG-11, which I feel has a great rate of fire, but terrible kickback. I prefer the P226 pistol. More steady and less kick.
There he is.
Friendly's victorious.
I knew he was
Hostiles
back
eliminated.
Now, my ultimate strategy with the swamp monster is simple. Get out of my swamp. Some operators, like Caveira, are best at roaming around the map hunting for targets. Smoke is not a good roamer. Not that he can't do it, but considering his gadget, he's much better at denying operators entry into areas. He's a great counter to shield operators like Montaigne or Blitz, as their shields are no match for the gas. My advice is to patiently sit in or near the objective, set up barbed wire or shields around the entryway, and slow down enemies trying to get in. Then use your smoke to weaken them while they're slowed down. I'd also pair him up with Frost, Malusi, or Clash, characters who can slow down an enemy and make sure they don't get away fast enough to avoid damage from the smoke grenade. Legion's a good choice too. Another decent use for the smoke grenade is to use it to cover your moves a little. Drop it near your hiding place and then use it to quickly change positions to find new peeking points. Remember, this is your swamp. Yours. Nobody else's. And always remember, a swamp monster's best friend is patience. Don't get anxious. Be patient. Hold position, and know that the swamp is your home, and wait for the fools lost in it to fall right into your trap.
Protect the bio.
What are you doing in my swamp?
Biohazard container supply pod. Take out the hostiles. They ceased attempting to secure. Friendly, last operator standing. Op 4, last operator standing. Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
So now the big question. What is in the canister? Well, after careful study and great research probing, I think I finally have the answer. This is the secret. So, the canister is actually filled with...
FBI, open up!
Demon is found! You'll never take me alive!